Silent for a few days. Have not been feeling well again. I think I ate something that will not let go. Thought it was getting better today, and it's not. So I've got a phone call to the nurse, and if she calls, I'm gonna have to take the call and leave this. Anyway, just drinking water and that kind of thing, and taking Imodium. It's not fun. You don't want something like this. It is really kind of annoying. Anyway, so Walt Disney World Pro posted on that Park Place, and you can find it there, that there, first off, I'm going to explain this because the way the morons at inside inside the Magic Kingdom or whatever they call that website, which is run by a bunch of millennial morons, they don't understand what's going on. Okay, they don't. Let's just they took it as something it's not. First off, I think Disney has meetings of the board like once a month or once every 2 months, and they meet in Orlando, and it was very interesting to me that Rebecca Barton, the usual the Raylo at Inside the Magic, would start screaming about, oh, they're gonna fire Chapek. That was what she was insinuating. It's like, no, they're not. In fact, after having a conversation with Cameron Pasha, and even Walt Disney World Pro is admitting that Chapek's probably either renewed or he's got an agreement. Not much, Jonathan, or he's going to be renewed. So I think that hope for freedom for the SJWs is gone. It's hard to bring in reality to these people because when you're talking to people who believe that people are asexual and can switch sexes from male to female like frogs, it's very interesting to me how deluded they are, and that they've been enabled throughout the course of the last few years to run rampant. And I think Twitter is basically the problem here, but it doesn't help when the mainstream media decides to use false compassion to enable these freaks. It's kind of like enabling fat people. No, the spoon didn't make you eat it, and yes, you can help it. It's a choice, just like a lot of stupid things that human beings do are a fucking choice. Okay, there you go. Anyway, so yeah, the board is meeting this week, and I think topics are going to be the death of Lightyear and Pixar's amazing ability to fuck things up by opening their mouths. So I think they're going to have to deal with that. They're going to have to deal with the Johnny Depp situation because I haven't read the rumors, but it looks to me that Chapek and his people have reached out to Depp. And okay, now I'm going to go into businesswoman mode. Okay, so be prepared. Disney is not the same company it was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, when Johnny Depp got fired or told to go away and never come back. Bob Iger's not there. Okay. A lot of the people that went nuts are either not there or they're leaving. Hey, Kyle. So this is a different company with a different culture. Or what they're trying to do is trying to get rid of the bullshit, which is one of the reasons why Peter Rice got fired. Let me explain something to you guys. There's nothing that pisses me off more than a guilty white leftist Brit. And that's exactly what Peter Rice is. a little British leftist schoolboy who panders to those less fortunate than him and shits all over him at the same time. All right. Sound like Prince Harry? Yeah. Sound like, you know, a lot of people? Yeah, it does. Anyway, the fact that Rice is gone, people don't understand in the YouTube community how big of a fucking nuclear bomb that was. Look, let's sit there and bitch about Ann Sarnoff being fired and, Walter Hamada probably going to the door to leave at Warner Brothers. But everybody knew that Zaslav was going to come in there with a baseball bat and dynamite and start blowing the fucking place up and rebuilding it the way he wants it at Warner Brothers. But it still pales in comparison to Peter Rice marching in like he thought everything was cool and getting kicked out on his ass. Okay, this is a big goddamn story, and no one in the Phantom Menace is talking about it because they don't fucking get it. Okay. Translation. I fired Peter Rice. I can fire any one of you motherfuckers. Signed Bob Chapek. Darth Sidious. Okay. Signed Darth Bane, Bob Chapek, whoever. Pick whatever controlling Machiavellian prick you can find. Okay. That's what happened. All right. Rice took a shot at the king, and he did overtly caused all kinds of shit, created a PR disaster for Disney, and is now, and he's not getting, no one else wants him. You notice that his name has not come up anywhere. He'll probably go back to England and work for the BBC or Channel 4, some other shitty woke, publicly owned or government owned propaganda channel. Okay. So they're meeting. They're probably talking about that. They're probably talking about a lot of things. They're probably talking about Marvel. They're probably in talks with Sony they're probably with Sony about Spider-Man. Apparently Andrew Garfield, the rumors are looking that he's gonna come back as Spider-Man. It's all very interesting in a nutshell. Because and Lightyear is the biggest problem. Now, let's talk Star Wars news. So Taika Waititi went on to IndieWire and had an interview. I don't like Taika Waititi. I think he's an arrogant asshole. I don't think he's a good enough writer for Star Wars. He basically said in that article he hasn't started on it, which makes me think he's apathetic. He's not excited. And the article goes, oh, they're getting beyond Han, Leia, and Luke, blah, blah, blah. No, they're not. No, they're not. Okay. I would be very surprised to see Waititi's movie ever see the light of day. Okay. They're still talking to him about it because it's still out there. But I don't look at the slate of movies that they've talked about as ever happening, at least in the way that the media and media SJW clowns have said. Okay. One thing came up, and this is big. This is big. Rogue Squadron taken off the slate, and I think back in December, right? It was back on the slate. Now it's been pushed back to 2027. Patty Jenkins still, attached, la la la. Push back to 2027. Really? Really? Why? Go back and look at Kathleen Kennedy's moment in the sun at recent Star Wars Celebration. I'm going to say it again for everybody in the cheap seats. She won't, if she's not out by October, she's out after Indy 5 drops. And I've got good news on that too. Really good news. I'm literally so excited. No, it's, look, just Mike, Taika doesn't know what he's doing. He was picked, I think, by her, but he's now going to direct basically Mandalorian season 4 stuff, or he's busy, or he was busy directing season 3 stuff. Look, he's fine when they give him a script. Here's what you shoot. Okay, I wouldn't let him touch the writing, and the reason why is because, look, he's one step up from Lord and Miller. Okay, which is goofball shit that doesn't belong in Star Wars. Okay. All right. And it's very interesting to me watching this all kind of come about. And I don't think we're going to see a movie from him either. Okay. Because look, I would tell John and Dave straight to their faces, you better fucking fix the sequel trilogy. Get rid of it. Put it in an alternate universe or act like it never happened. Because, and it's not your fault, all right? It's Kennedy's fault. It's Pablo Hidalgo's fault. It is not their fault. But it is the elephant in the room. And the reason why Geeks and Gamers and Nerdrotic and Canelo and all the rest of that, those people get away with saying what they're saying and attacking good stuff like Kenobi is because the sequel trilogy still exists. And until it is known out there, hard date for Kennedy leaving, and then Ahsoka will fix the sequel trilogy. It's not going to happen. Okay, we are not going down that path because it destroyed Star Wars, and we're trying to resurrect it. Okay, and to really send Kennedy into a state of absolute emotional chaos, apologize to the fans. Okay, take the narrative from the YouTubers away from them. Now, they'll push the goalpost back, but if Favreau and Filoni do that with Bob Chapek and Susan Arnold's and Alan Bergman's blessing, they get the narrative back. Okay, you'll hear people going, "Oh, it's going to be woke," and all the rest of that. The ignorant, stupid, why do they have a YouTube channel thing? Okay, but if you take away their narrative, you will have a foot back in the game. Okay, Kenobi was better than these jackasses said. Okay, I mean, Griggs has never seen it. If you haven't seen Kenobi, shut the fuck up, please. Okay, at least I can say I went on the high seas to scroll through Solo, and I thought it was shit. Okay, I didn't sit down with popcorn and soda and go, I'm gonna watch it. No, I won't waste my time. I didn't spend any money. I was horrified. I was insulted. I was completely mystified why the fuck this movie was ever made, if this is what they were gonna do. Okay, but at least I can say, yes, I saw it. I saw a little bit. I saw enough of it. Same thing with The Rise of Shitwalker. Okay, trash is trash. Okay, there's a lot of things, and look, here's something for you to think about. Bob Chapek and the guy that runs the parks, his name I can't remember, took a stroll through Disney World, and talked to the patrons. If I'd have been there, I would have cornered them and said, you got to do this, you got to do this, and you got to do this. If you want to save it. And I'd like to say the only people who talk about the sequel trilogy in glowing terms are the few SJWs on Twitter and their 50,000 bots. That's it. The support for it is not real. Okay? And I know you know because the bottom line. And trust me, I know what the bottom line is. I know how much money they've lost. I know Lucasfilm hasn't made its money back. And I would say, tell that to them. Fix it. Get rid of these characters. Get rid of it. And tell the people who liked it, you still have it. It's not leaving Disney streaming. Well, they'll still make a little money from it. It's just not the timeline anymore, you know? And, somebody wants to complain about a multiverse, fuck them. What else are they supposed to do? Okay? What else are they supposed to do? When you've got Molly Damon posting on the Star Wars Explained channel, her panel about Rey on Twitter. Wow. Okay. Proof is in the pudding. Go to Ollie's and see just how much Rey merchandise is at a place where it should never have been. If fucking Rey was so fucking popular, you fucking... Okay, I want you to explain this to me. Okay, because I have video. I bet you when I feel better, I can go over to Ollie's and still see the same figures sitting on those pegs, gathering dust, waiting to be taken out to the dump and bulldozed. Or recycling plant turned into water bottles. Okay? I haven't heard those, Carla, and to be honest, I don't think there's going to be a Padme show. Just like there isn't going to be a Leia show. These come from people who don't, they don't, hi, I'm back. They don't vet their sources. Okay. First off, let me explain. I know some things about Indiana Jones 5. I know some things that went on. I can't talk about them, but I know for a fact. All right, I know for a fact. All right, you can count on me with this. Okay, it was not even really secondhand. It was straight from the horse's mouth. Okay. Steven Spielberg, and it's on Twitter, basically said he saw that he's been seeing the dailies for Indy 5 and says it's spectacular. Okay. Now, we'll hear the usual suspects saying, oh, Spielberg's lost his touch, and blah, blah, blah. Really? Steven Spielberg? You guys are going to sit there and shit all over Steven Spielberg. Good luck on that, motherfuckers. Good luck on that. Okay. I have a lot. I'm really, really excited about it now. Okay. Because like I said, I'm pretty sure now Harrison Ford basically kicked Kennedy to the curb and her stupid ideas. All right. Again, go watch him at Star Wars Celebration. Go see his reaction to her. All right. I think you only annoy Harrison Ford once, and then you don't get to annoy him anymore. All right. So yeah, I think it's going to be good, and I trust Spielberg. Yeah, I am too, Mike. I mean, I was on when I looked at Twitter and I heard what he said. I'm like, it's going to be really fun to see the reactions on people's faces. Now look, there are going to be people that aren't going to like it no matter what, because it's Disney. And I'm going to give you guys, the fandom menacers who may be watching, here's a little advice. You're not going to bankrupt Disney, and they're not going to sell Lucasfilm. So shut the fuck up, okay? Stop it. The only way you're going to fix what was broken, and we can all be part of it, if we stop acting like a bunch of horses' asses, is to carrot or stick. Obi-Wan Kenobi, despite your crying and whining, the fact of the matter is none of you have seen it. And I guarantee you, the people who haven't seen it are afraid if they do see it, they'll like it. And that's why they haven't seen it. Okay? Okay? Just sit back and relax. All right? I know it's the truth. I know it's the truth. Okay? It's very few times that a movie that you didn't want to see was as bad as you, or worse than you thought it was. Solo was worse than I thought it was. Okay? All right? Ghostbusters 2016, a friend had it on, and we watched about 5 seconds of it. It was like, Jesus, turn it off. Turn it off right now. Okay, there you go. So it's very, very, very interesting to me watching all this and seeing it go on. The fact of the matter is, people don't look at the big picture. Okay, this week might be pivotal. We might see a lot of shit happen within the next few months from these meetings that the board is having. Okay? I mean, oh, I can't either, Carla. I mean, I'm not kidding. Okay? Big picture. Peter Rice, one of the reasons why Chapek got humiliated in March, is gone. Again, hydrogen bomb dropped in the middle of the Wokistanians. Their Lord and Savior is gone. Poof. And the motherfucker hasn't landed anywhere. Go sit and ponder that. And I think Chapek probably called David Zaslav and said, I'm going to fire this guy. And then told him what was going on. He tried to undermine me, tried to usurp my authority, and embarrass me. Zaslav said, I don't want him either. Get rid of him if you want. There you go. All right, so we get rid of Rice. And Lightyear crashed and burned. All right, look. I'm one of those people who says, that's fine if you think you're gay, whatever you want to believe about yourself. Cool. I don't want it in my kids' entertainment. I don't want it in my own entertainment, to be honest. All right? I don't get why it goes from being their thing, and I have a lot of gay friends who agree with me, to suddenly being everybody's thing, whether we want it or not. I don't. Okay? Furthermore, the people at Pixar and the SJWs from Reimagine Tomorrow trying to... Oh yeah, Jonathan, you're right. Reimagine Tomorrow trying to romanticize these lifestyles are lying to people. Okay? If I have my friend Joseph on someday, I'm going to have him describe in graphic detail why. Okay? All right? So I'm just saying right now, it is not something to romanticize. And it's a lie that those people at Reimagine Tomorrow are giving you and your kids and kids in high school. Okay? It's a fucking lie. All right? Nothing to romanticize. And honestly, I think a lot of them know it. I think a lot of them know it deep down. And there you go. Okay? So that's probably going to be, Reimagine Tomorrow and that shit is going to be a topic. Okay? What do we do about these people? Then we've got Marvel, Miss Marvel, which is actually not a bad show. It's not woke. Not doing very well. Aw, cute. We've got, what to do about Lucasfilm. Look, all right, I'm going to tell you guys. Today, that story about Lando running around looking for his daughter, which was a fan fiction I wrote, but it was Han. It's literally out of my mouth. How do you fix the sequel trilogy? How do you fix it? If you want to keep that story. Han goes off to look for their daughter who gets kidnapped and doesn't come back. Okay. Makes sense? Yeah, it does. Would he come back if he failed? No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't come back till he found her. Okay. Luke, and you could have Luke doing whatever he wanted, right? But they used Lando. I love Billy D. Williams. I think he's a great guy. I think he's a good actor. But there's no way in hell a second tier character who had a very twisted story arc, in my opinion, in the original trilogy, should be allowed to have a story like this. Why did they do it? Story group hates white alpha males, straight white alpha males. Pablo can't fucking stand Harrison Ford. These authors can't stand him. He's intimidating. So what do? They erase him completely, which is what they're doing. They took my story and gave it to Lando. I want you to remember that every time you see this fucking book show up. Okay? All right. There's no reason they couldn't have done it this way. All right? There's no reason. And if Rey had been Han and Leia's daughter, I probably would not. Oh, I can't either. I probably would not hate the sequel trilogy as much as I do. Because, look, we all saw Obi-Wan Kenobi. We know what all that was about. They could have actually made Kyle fucking Ren a decent villain. Okay? Instead, they, first off, find a different actor. I mean, script doctor's right. Adam Driver is ugly. He's UGLY. I mean, he looks like the leftovers from a bat, a cockroach, an ant, a crow, a rat, and a mule. That's what he looks like. Smash them all together, you know? And leading men don't look like that. Okay? Han and Leia wouldn't have a son that ugly. Okay? There was a purpose why Daisy Ridley looked like Natalie Portman and Carrie Fisher. Okay? There was a reason. But they fucked it up. Why? Because Kathleen Kennedy actually thinks Twitter's real. Okay? JJ knows it's not real. All right? Now, Colin Trevorrow would never change that. There are people who don't care about that. They like this thing better because it saved Luke. But it's still fucked up Star Wars. It's still fucked up. Okay? I don't care if you liked it. Unless you fix all three of these characters, you will not have good Star Wars. Okay? If you do not respect what they earned in the OT, have them grow in wisdom, experience, etc. Have them grow in dignity. Have them being the people that they were meant to be. You haven't done Star Wars, okay? All right? And this is bullshit. All right? So, what do? You could have saved it. You could have, and actually having Han running around the galaxy like a chicken with his head cut off, Chewie trying to find Rey or Kira or whatever her name was going to be, would have worked. Because it would have, look, when I think of Han Solo, the one I grew up with, I think of a guy who would never let anything happen to his kids. He would go to the ends of the galaxy and universe to fight for them, take care of them, etc. Okay? The idea of him giving up is nothing more than Chris Terrio and J.J. Abrams and Lawrence Kasdan's bullshit, fucked up ideas on what he would do without ever talking to George Lucas about it. Okay? Without ever consulting the fans. okay? Doing what they, and Ryan Johnson, look, Ryan, I don't care if your parents were fucked up. Keep your shit, your personal baggage, out of Star Wars, okay? To Molly Damon and Star Wars Explained. Star Wars is not your activist platform. You want to be a feminazi activist, go join one of those organizations and be a volunteer or be a professional member of the nonprofit class. Okay, there are plenty of fucking nonprofits that do these things that you want to do. So why don't you fucking do it? Same thing to Claudia Gray, Justina Ireland, Daniel Jose Older, Charles Soule, and Kevin Scott, and the rest of these broken, damaged, fucked up people. Okay? All right? You know, there's a lot of people out there going, George Lucas just wrote Darth Vader to be like his father. No, he didn't. Nothing to do with his father. Okay? Nothing at all. All right? The story of Darth Vader, Anakin Skywalker, and Luke is ages old. It's a 10,000-year-old conglomeration of all human culture. Tale. Okay? So please don't tell me it has anything to do with him. Okay? Because I know it didn't. All right? So fuck you if you think it did. All right? But guess what? The Rise of Skywalker, TLJ, and TFA all had personal shit from the writers. And, as far as I can say, Lawrence Kasdan was happy as hell George wasn't part of this. And the reason why? Because he probably can't stand him. Because George never let him do to Indy and Han when George was in charge what he wanted to do. All right? The only reason why Lawrence Kasdan was anybody is because of George Lucas and Steven Spielberg. Hey, Kev. But I do want to say that the fact that Spielberg said what he said about Indy 5, I am really excited about it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I absolutely agree, Just Mike. Um, it, that was, look, it's a black woman being hurt by a white man. My God, that's not woke. Kenobi's so woke. No, it's not. It's not. The only reason why she actually could get past him was because she's a force wielder. That's it. Okay? As far as I'm concerned, she's a third tier character who should be looked on as a discount Asajj Ventress. That's it. She doesn't deserve a show. Nothing like that. And bottom line, okay, I think when that Forbes article came out saying she doesn't need a show, that was Bob Chapek saying, no, it doesn't. This doesn't need to happen. Because all it did was cause, now, I'm going to say this, fandom menacers started it by complaining about her without seeing the show. Lucasfilm decided to jump on the bandwagon and attack the fans. Fandom menacers grabbed onto that. And again, the self-licking ice cream cone started all over again. All right? What do I say about those YouTube channels? A hard date for Kennedy leaving. An announcement that they're going past the sequel trilogy and putting it in its own timeline. And then soothing the ruffled feathers of Star Wars Explained and all the rest of that filth. You still have it. You can still talk about it. We may even give you a fan panel. But it is not canon anymore. It is in an alternate timeline because the rest of the fandom doesn't like it and doesn't want it. Okay? And to be brutally honest with them, look, I think it's that side of the fandom is falling apart anyway. And the reason why I say it, it's because it looks to me that I don't see Raylos. Hey Joe, I don't see those people as much as I do. It's only raging lunatics like making or Star Wars Explained, talking about it. And I'll tell you something else. A lot of those shell channels, if they had done Star Wars normally, they would have been happy with it. The only reason why they do what they do is because they think they have an in with Lucasfilm, which is another thing if I ever ran into Bob Chapek, I would bring up. Okay, and I'd say first off, I used to work for the House Majority Leader. All right, I know messaging, I know what optics look like. Allowing these YouTube channels to be your mouthpiece for Lucasfilm has hurt the franchise, okay? Has hurt it badly, okay? The fact that this constant attacking on the fans created this YouTube community called the Fandom Menace. Hey, that was self-created. It didn't have to be, but it was, okay? First mistake, getting rid of the EU. Second mistake, J.J. Abrams. Third mistake, killing off Han Solo, like that. Fourth mistake, Rian Johnson. Fifth mistake, what he did to Luke Skywalker. Sixth mistake, hey Douglas, what they did to Leia. Seventh mistake, Soilo and Lord and Miller and Awful Aaron Yuck. And all right, eighth mistake, J.J. Abrams. Do you see where I'm going? Ninth mistake, continuing to employ Pablo Hidalgo. Allowing Kennedy to have her stupid fucking story group. Okay? We're going to make a coherent canon. They contradict it all the time. This gobbledygook they call the canon makes less sense than the EU ever did. And I had problems with a lot of the EU. Okay? It is literally well, yeah, or no, the very first mistake, kicking George to the curb. And that was Kennedy's fault. She lied to him. She fucking lied to him. I think he just keeps his mouth shut. Leland is a good guy. Doug Chang is a good guy. Look, I'm going to tell you something. The Asian people I know are not as if they're liberals, they're not that far to the left. I think the only one that I could ever say that is really a crazy batshit nutbag leftist is George Takei, and that's it. Okay, I really don't know many, and I've lived in Korea, and they care about their family. Doug, I don't know if he would have. I really, really don't. To me, look, if you've ever had really, really close friends, all right, really close friends, and you were shocked at how resentful they are, if they betrayed you, don't be, because that happens, all right? Happens in families. My personal experience with one of my sisters, I didn't realize how fucking resentful she was. All right, I didn't realize how much she hated the rest of us until, after my dad died. Okay? And then all this crap that had been boiling under the surface came about. And I was really shocked by it. No, I'm not. So Kennedy betraying Lucas doesn't shock me anymore. I'll tell you something else. There's a reason why I don't like most women. I don't trust them. One of the reasons is because of that. All right, I've had friends do it too. Okay, I've had people, you know, look, and women are the biggest problem to other women. Okay, catty, nasty. It's very rare when you see women that are actually friends with each other. Okay, I mean, real friends. It's very rare. And like there was a scene in the God in the Offer where, and this is a true story, this actually happened. Gianni Russo, he played Carlo. Now I'm gonna tell you a little bit about Gianni Russo. Gianni Russo, look him up on YouTube, tells a good story, but he's full of shit. Okay. He is literally full of shit, the most full of shit guy I've ever seen in my life. The moment he opens his mouth, you know he's telling a lie and he's batshit crazy. Okay. He played Carlo. And he likes to say he was friends with Frank Sinatra. He likes to say he was, part of the Gotti crew. He tells all these great stories, but Michael Franzese and Sammy the Bull don't like him because he's a liar. So, in the show, and this happened, you see Al Ruddy walk in, and you see Talia Shire, played, I can't remember the actress, run past him with her face like this. He's like, what? And his assistant, played by Juno Temple, Betty, walks up and says, I don't know what happened, I'm going to go find out. It would have been better if Ruddy or Francis Ford Coppola, who happened to be Talia Shire's, was the person that went and talked to her. Okay? But we have the girl, I'm going to tell him, and all this caring bullshit. Okay? Which is like, whatever. And here's what happened. Gianni Russo really did hit her. Okay, badly. A huge bruise on her face. Al Ruddy apparently went into James Caan's dressing room and said, I want you to do something for me. The scene where Sonny confronts Carlo about beating up his sister and beats the shit out of him. James Caan really did beat the shit out of him. I mean, literally beat the shit out of him. And there you go. Okay. Now, what's my point? I forgot it. Anyway, but that was just a story I thought you guys should hear because that's called taking care of business. I mean, Ruddy and Coppola were laughing their asses off. Okay, and at the end, Russo's in the ambulance, and he just looks like he got steamrolled. You know what happened to him? James Caan kicked him several times, wrecked his arm, bit him, etc. I mean, watch The Godfather for that. It's like, because you know what happened. Anyway, but Juno Temple walks up and goes, that looks painful. And Russo doesn't get it. He doesn't get why it happened. He actually thinks it was part of the acting experience. And he goes, something like, hand to God, that was some method shit. And she says something else, and he goes, I just got my ass kicked by Jimmy fucking Caan. So she does something really shitty to him twice. All right? Because he didn't get the message until she did it. And I still don't think he got the message, but still, the guys did what they had to do. Okay? And that show is so good. But Again, let's go back to what I was talking about. The Disney's board meetings. These are about the health of Disney. They happen once a month or once every other month. They're going to be talking about Peter Rice, Lightyear, and Pixar. Probably Reimagine Tomorrow. Probably Lucasfilm and Marvel. Streaming, the parks, etc. Okay. And it's going to be very interesting what comes out in the wash with this. Okay. And I'm going to say this because Inside the Magic and Rebecca Barton, the Raylo there, crying about Bob Chapek. He's not going anywhere. Firing Peter Rice proves it. He's there for the long haul. Okay? He is there for the long haul. And the parks, I mean, Walt Disney World is to capacity. Okay? So they are making money. So a little warning again to the Phantom Menace. They're not going to sell Lucasfilm. You're not going to bankrupt Disney. All right? You can hurt them by not doing their streaming service. And I think they have heard you about Reimagine Tomorrow and the way Lightyear bombed. But carrot or the stick. If it's good, watch it. If it's bad, tell them. Okay? But stop using shit that doesn't have anything to do with it against things like Kenobi or Ms. Marvel. They're not insiders. I mean, even Matt Bellany was sadly saying that Chapek is probably going to get renewed. Okay, these are these stupid Raylo SJW millennials who have no idea how the fucking real world works. Okay, they don't understand that their little echo chamber does not make people money. Okay, and that they really are very few in numbers. Well, I don't really care about the parks, but I think they're probably going to try to work on that. It's one thing at a time. Okay, so just, again, Padawan, be patient. That's what I tell people. I mean, and you're going to see shit coming out still from the Iger era. This stupid book about Han and Leia's wedding coming out in August. This thing about Luke and Lando. Lando searching for his daughter, which was an idea stolen from me about Han. I mean, that pisses me off. That pisses me off because it totally destroys what could have been a great Star Wars story. Instead we get Rey Palpatine. And to anybody watching this who takes offense at what I said, I don't care about your fucking pronouns. Okay? I don't give a flying fuck about your ideas on you can be whatever you want. I will not enable your ass, okay? I'm not going to refer you as a they, thee, they, whatever the fuck. You're a boy or a girl, okay? If you get mad, go talk to your psychiatrist as he's giving you a Thorazine drip, okay? If you get mad at me because, I, like millions, are pissed off about Rey Palpatine usurping the name Skywalker, in what fucking world does that fit in Star Wars in the Skywalker saga? Where? And don't come here trying to rationally explain something that is by definition irrational. Okay? Just don't, because I'll get pissed. There you go. Anyway, I gotta go. And I was gonna work out today, but I'm not quite up to it yet. Okay, so this is Steph signing off. I'll see you around the galaxy. And one little thing, don't allow yourselves to be dragged into the negativity. Okay? Because I guarantee you there's shit going on this whole week that is going to change what Disney looks like for the better. See you around the galaxy.